Hello and welcome to the Understanding Narcissists YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I want to address a question I get a lot about an apparent contradiction I make. If you go through all my material, any of my products, videos, any articles, anything I publish, you're going to find a few things that don't make sense, seemingly, on the surface. And one of those things is going to be what narcissists feel, how they feel. You're going to find in various places I say they do feel, and I talk about all kinds of, I even have the gall to go into how they feel. Me telling you how other people feel. This class of people. And I even say that not only do I know how they feel, I know how they're going to feel, I know how the whole, I can basically figure out what their behavior is going to be in response to what you do at any point in their lives. And I really have, maybe the conceit, or I like to say gall, the gall to actually think the patterns I describe in these videos and elsewhere so accurately describe these people. I can tell you what they're going to do for the most part. What they're going to do. Not what their circumstances will always be, but what they're going to do and how they're going to respond to their circumstances. Then I say, in various other places, that they don't really feel. That the kind of empathy we lend them, they don't have and they don't feel themselves, and it's all emulated, and so they really don't feel anything for you. So what is this apparent contradiction? Well, the first natural question is going to be, do they feel or don't they? And the answer is a resounding yes, they feel. They have feelings, but they don't have feelings in the same way that you and I have feelings. In simplest terms, they don't feel for you. They don't care about other people. They only care about themselves and their own well-being and their control over other people. So, by and large, it is sufficient to say, to kind of call psychopathy. To kind of say that, well, for the most part, that just applies to them by and large. They don't feel for other people, but they do feel for themselves. That little kind of exception there. But even that isn't a totally accurate description, in my opinion. It's sort of a reflexive thing. A reflex, if you will. Narcissists are people. They're just not very developed people. And they don't feel a whole lot in the way of others. They use the word love a lot. It's a guise of love. It's not really love. They don't want love. They don't want unconditional love. They want control. They want you to think they're great, and they want to have handles on you that allow them to direct your behavior and make you tell them that they're great and other things. But that, in and of itself, it's a highly emotional process. They have an emotional relationship to you. It is not zero empathy. It's just that it is a bad kind of emotional relationship. Just because they don't feel empathy doesn't mean there isn't any emotions involved. They're very good at emulating empathy when they need to, when they want to, and when to control others. Really, they're just good at making you think they care. And so you're like, oh, they care. They're good. And so you open up to them. And that you're more than familiar with. But unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. It is not accurate to say that narcissists feel for themselves, don't feel for you, and that explains everything that they do. Let me say something first. I will maintain that they don't feel for you and that they feel only for themselves. But there's more to it than that. It is an emotional processing issue. It is not the case of psychopathy where they simply don't feel very much at all for anything, anyone, anywhere. That is not the case. The problem with narcissists is a lack of development and emotional dysfunction in processing their emotions and how things are expressed, or more importantly, not expressed. What really defines this disorder is a lack of expression and an imposed censorship. It is not that there aren't any emotions to begin with, it's that emotions aren't taken into account. Everything is an emotional relationship. Everything has to do with flair and drama, which I'll probably cover in a different video. Drama. And it's of paramount importance in narcissists controlling you and narcissists just living every day. It's just that the emotions themselves might be extremely negative, extremely volatile. When you get to the point where you begin to understand that everything a narcissist does is emotional, the cover is that it's logical and makes sense. If they can come up with a logical excuse for something they want to do, it's on. They'll do the most absurd, ridiculous things just so they can satisfy their emotions and get the emotional kick they need. It's all a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not just give and take or cat and mouse. It's how much can they take? How much can they get from you emotionally? Because that's what they're after. Now, what makes this confusing, and as I said early in this video, is it's not about love. Fortunately, that simplifies the matter. Love has no place in it. They are not developed to receive love. Now, that actually is kind of a contradiction in itself because the only thing that could have saved them was love. They didn't get love. That's the problem. However, their relationship and understanding of love is very underdeveloped. In fact, it's not really developed at all. Let me just say that what they needed was love. They have no concept of love. They can't receive love. They can't give love. Sometimes all they talk about is love because it makes them look good. And of course, if you're controlling a family, why are you doing it? Well, it's because they love everybody so much. They have the utmost concern for everybody. It's because of love. Nothing could be further from the truth. They hate love. Love is an enemy. Love is something that readily overcomes them and something they can't easily destroy and get rid of. Love is not something that they can control. And so there's a big problem with love. Now, I've talked about that in a previous video. Just let it be adequate to point out that everything is emotional. Everything is emotionally charged. It's all about emotions. It's all about how people feel. It's all about how bad people feel. It's all about how much they can take, how much harm they can do and derive pleasure from it, unfortunately. The whole process, the whole game is about emotions. It's about gaming people. It's about conning people on a regular basis. Now, normally, that kind of stuff, schemes like that, are not sustainable. They're just, one-trick ponies trying to get people. Well, narcissists have to do it give it on a semi-sustainable basis because they need it or they will not be around anymore. And here's the other thing. They don't pick and choose. They get the person and they need to get all they can from that person. They need to get everything they possibly can drain, everything they can take for as long as they can. They don't leave. They don't really hop from person to person. It's not really accurate to describe narcissists in that way. Though there are some exceptions where they do leave, but it's not even really accurate to call it leaving. The people they reject are not the enablers that they need every day. The enablers reject them. The enablers get away. That's why they go find more enablers. They have to. They don't have a choice. So narcissists don't feel for others. They don't feel in the same way that you and I feel. They don't have the same concerns you and I do. Believe it or not, even for their own children, for you, for anybody else they're supposedly close to, doesn't work that way. Not their chief concern. Really, I'm going to go so far as to say is it's not really a concern at all. It's not important. It's about the illusion. It's about everything working for them and then maintaining that image at all cost, at any human cost, any cost of human well-being. And that absolutely includes the people closest to them, especially the people closest to them. So I hope you like this video. I hope it's shed some light on a topic that maybe I haven't covered enough. Share it with somebody you think might benefit from it. Like the video if you do. Comment in the comment section below about what you think of the emotional state of narcissists you've known and what your experiences have been. I enjoy reading and seeing that and replying. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.